arrived at the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Stavelot for the running of the Belgian Grand Prix, where I am glad to say the popular Sky Sports News format has made a grand return after the pilot and first episodes were done on a Google Slides presentation as a result of my Mac being out of action. But now it is back, everything is now back to normal, and as we arrive here in Belgium, two team news have been making the headlines this week. The first team news of the day concerns George Roque, as it has been confirmed that the four-time race winner will be leaving Haas at the end of the season and will be returning to the team he last drove for 8 seasons ago. That team of course being Force India, when the team rebrands itself as Racing Point. George has had an amazing 2018 season, which has been better than previous seasons he has competed in. He currently lies 8th in the Drivers' Championship, 15 points behind his current teammate Franco Gamba, and his team Haas lie a comfortable 4th in the Constructors with a sizable 29-point gap ahead of Renault. George last drove for Force India back in 2010 after BMW pulled out of the sport at the end of 2009, however he was comfortably beaten by his then teammate Roland Motrin, who could end up being his teammate again in 2019. George will be looking forward to a new challenge in 2019 and hope to help bring the Silverstone-based team forward for future seasons. His move means that Haas will have a new lineup next year, with Franco Gamba being confirmed to join Red Bull last week. This announcement also means that at least one current Force India driver will be leaving the team at the end of the season. It does look highly likely that it will be one of the current Force India drivers who will partner alongside George next season, so both Roland Motrin and Teravinau Terranon will probably have to duke it out on track if they want to remain at the team for another season. The second and final team news we have today concerns Sauber, as they have announced that 2017 DTM champion Gabriel Gomez will remain with the team for another season when they rename themselves as Alfa Romeo. Gabriel has had a mixed 2018 season, with the second half of the season starting to come good for the Brazilian. He currently lies 16th in the Drivers' Championship, and his team Sauber lie an impressive 7th in the Constructors, 13 points ahead of Toro Rosso. Gabriel's season has been plagued with a lot of bad luck, which as a result has meant he has been outpaced so far this season by his current teammate Paolino Tomaselli. However, his high points this season have come in the form of qualifying at Hockenheim and his brilliant 6th place finish at the last race at Hungary. Gabriel will be relieved to have been retained by a team this time, having lost a seat at the end of the 2016 season, and will be looking to continue to have great pace in 2019. The only question remaining at Sauber is who will be Gabriel's teammate next season, given that Paolino Tomaselli will be moving to McLaren next season. It does look increasingly likely that a current GP2 driver will take the second seat next season, with the likes of Bence Valdinger, Ardre Vaderi and the team's current test driver Balint Zolga rooming for the second seat, whilst Chris Chatfield could also have a chance of taking the second Alpha seat if he misses out on a drive with Haas. Only time will tell what will happen with that second Alpha seat in 2019. And that is it for this week's edition of the GP4OC News. The next team news will break at the Italian Grand Prix next week. Before we go, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone for understanding the situation I was in for the last 3 weeks, which affected the highlights and the GP4OC News. It was a strange situation to be in at the time, but now my Mac is back in action, I hope I don't have to go through that situation again, or at least anytime soon. But in the meantime, I've been JW97, and I will see you in next week's practice session for the 3rd episode of the GP4OC News Series 6.